Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new episode on the TNT channel. Words. Anywho, as always, I'm Tamir, and before I get into today's episode 6 by the way, I would like to give a quick shout out to Ray Hayes. He's a subscriber that I have, and he always leaves comments in my videos. He likes them, so I just thought today I'd just give him a shout out and what up. And as always, like, subscribe, tell your friends about the TNT channel, and who knows, I'd like to see more of you guys. Either way, today I am doing a review of episode 3 of KamenRider ZO. And so as always, let's get into it. I'm cutting now. And now that I know how to talk, we start off today's episode with, of course, with Woes giving us a recap about the last episode and how Build's timeline no longer exists. And I would speculate on that now, but that will happen later in the review. And as always, Woes does his thing. He almost spoils today's episode. He stops there, and now we get into the episode where we see Sogo at breakfast, just now getting out of bed, and he meets up with Tsukuyomi and Gates as they're all eating, and Sogo appears to be pretty tired and asks for this one thing. He asks for a butter knife, and what does Gates do? I'm like, wow, can you pass the cereal next before you join the archery team, dickbag? Either way, after that stunt, Sogo's uncle comes down and tells him that Tsukuyomi and Gates will be attending his high school. Since they're all technically the same age. But after that, we get introduced to another villain named Hora, who happens to be a time jacker as well. And she meets up with Wool, and Wool warns her, look, keep an eye out for Zio, because trust me, he's not like the one from the future. This one, he's still a bit crafty, so I'm just giving you a heads up. But Hora is apparently very confident and already has a plan brewing as she goes back to 2016, where she meets a father with a son, a bit distressed because the son is on their way to the hospital. And anything else on that will most likely be revealed in the next episode. But Hora finds her victim of the week, like for another X-Aid. And after that, the theme song plays. I still love it. And as Sogo is on his way to school, we stop at this. Gates? Not too sure about that getup because someone's gonna stop you for dress code violations. But either way, with Sogo thinking that they would fully go for it, that Tsukuyomi and Gates are attending his high school, but really they're using it for a cover, just so they can spy on him to see if he would actually go down the path of Omazeo and see what kind of person he is. And that's their whole agenda, nothing more, nothing less, especially for Gates.
Look, I don't have your mutually sustained hate boner for the guy, okay?
I don't have a hate boner for him.
Dude, it's a pretty hateful boner.
Anyway, learning this, Tsukuyomi still encourages Sogo to don't pay them no mind and just to go about his usual routine at school. To which goes as well as to meh.
いつも通り
言ったって。
日直ノート持ってきました。
どうした？
Well, yeah, okay. It's a little... Alright, I'll be honest right there. They're outside your window. How are you not going to notice that? Either way, I'm okay. I mean, it's not as bad as that, right? Oh my god, oh my god, how precise do you have to be to know what stall he uses? I mean, just spying on him is one thing, but that's borderline. Jesus, Gates, who are you, Quagmire? Anyway, Sogo just about has it with the spying and finds it a bit crazy. He finally gets away with it by outsmarting them doing this. I mean, how could he escape when all he had to do was point, shout, and convince you to look the other way? What? Either way, Sogo escapes and hides in the supply closet in the gym where he meets his friend Owada playing a video game, which I assume is a PS4. And he learns about Owada. He assumes that Owada is cutting class, and as someone hears them from downstairs, Sogo takes the blame for it, and he just says, "Hey, no sweat, man. Now you can focus on your game." And at that moment, another X-Aid comes out of nowhere and comatoses Owada. And when Sogo transforms into Zio, another X-Aid already escapes. Tsukomi and Gates, hearing the commotion, finds them there, and they take Owada to the hospital. Now, with that said, as they attend the hospital, they then learn about a recent illness that has broken out, where Owada has fallen under the same symptoms and patterns as other recent victims that has already come out with this illness. Wanting to investigate and find another X-Aid, Gates stops him and saying, "No, you already have accessed the power of Zio. You're already down the path of becoming Oma Zio. And if you do defeat this rider, you'll just end up stealing another previous KamenRider's powers." Basically, still recapping, and it's good that they remember what happened the last episode, so that they can at least get an idea of how to beat the another riders now. And yeah, with Gates throwing all that out there, Sogo does respond back, but that doesn't really it doesn't go well.
そういう気持ち、ゲイツにはないの？
Yeah, needless to say, he says the wrong choice of words. But at the moment of that retaliation, the PS4 drops out of Soko's pocket, and he remembers back from when Owada just collapsed and another X-Aid attacked, realizing that the game might have something to do with the illness. And as Sogo tries to figure out how a PS4 works, I am not kidding or making this up. The device is around the same shape, so it has to work like a PS4. Seriously, it's what it is. And I don't know how you don't know how that works. But also, Tsukomi reads online about the illness, saying that players who play that unbeatable game suffer a strange curse, which is why the game is unbeatable. Now connecting the two together, Sogo now tries to play the game. And he tries. I said he tries, but as Gates insults him, calling him an amateur, and how is he supposed to figure out the game if he can't even beat the game because he's bad at it, Sogo then takes that insult and turns it into an idea to find someone that's good at games to see if they can crack it and figure it out for him. And I know, trust me, that happens. And also, Toskomi looks up someone that could help them, the genius gamer Emu, basically meaning who we are talking about for this episode. So, as they go out to arcades to see if they can find Emu there, because there's no contact information on him, he's just known by reputation. They go to arcades, see if they can find them, and no luck. And unfortunately, Sogo finds another victim that's been attacked by another X-Aid, and trying to get the guy and seeing if the guy's all right. And another thing happens. Woz shows back up, and Sogo is completely not paying attention to him because he's busy with the victim on the ground. And Woz just goes, because that's when I realized that Woz is Senpai Notice Me, because he's being so over the top as his actor could be, like content over the top. And Sogo, he's just not bothering to even look away because something important's happening. And it's just trust me, just watch that episode and you will see that moment. Anyway, with Woz reading from his scripture and crying that Senpai won't notice him. I'm sorry. I'm done joking. Done joking. On a serious note, as Woz does tell Sogo that the next place he goes is Seito University Hospital, which is the HQ where X-Aid, it's the HQ. That's the hospital where X-Aid works at. And as they go there, like Sogo and Toskomi, they overhear two nurses talking about Emu and basically making fun of him and wonder why he hasn't shown up to work today. And while they ask for information, like someone else overhears their conversation and then helps them. That person so happens to be Hiro. And if you've seen X-Aid, then you know that this is the secondary writer, KamenRider Brave. And he takes them to Emu's office and reveals to them that he's been researching on this game, seeing what he can do to help and figure it out, really. With Gates getting more involved, Hiro decides to give him a note, and says that he feels like he should try and help. And I like that moment right there. It's that moment of secondary writer to secondary writer, to which just alone I thought it was pretty cool. And the hero gives them the note, and they read it and learn that it's in German. Why is it in German? They throw in this fact that on Japanese medicines, they would use German terminology, and it just so happens that Gates is bilingual in Japanese and German, so he translates the note, and it's revealed to be a cheat code to beat the game. And after they won the level, they are now sucked into the game to where they stumble upon another X-Aid. So, keeping in mind of how another riders work, take 3 by the way, like Sogo and Gates transform, and they go and fight another X-Aid, and another X-Aid, he fights like a Power Ranger, like literally. He's jumping in the air, he's attacking, he's jumping in the air and attacking more. Like, he fights like a Power Ranger, basically. And at that moment, like, Gates decides he's going to whip out the KamenRider Drive Ride Watch and use the drive armor. Quick question about that. Where did he get it? Where did it come from? But either way, we now see the drive armor. So let's talk about that form. I do like this form. Like, at first I questioned why there were 2 wheels. I first like 2 wheels as the shoulders there because it's very reminiscent and it reminds me of Type Trideron and how it has like the one shoulder pad tire. So I first thought, okay, if it had like the one tire, it would maybe look fine, but I can change my mind about that. And once again, it's where Gates' visor is just sticking out. It works on this form. And I also like how he has like the shift brace on his arm to which he can use to just fire attacks there. It's almost as big as a Mondo burger. And props to anyone who gets that reference and know what movie that's from. And with Gates going into drive, Zeo uses build and they defeat the another X-Aid at the moment. Well, for the moment, because now the actual KamenRider X-Aid, Emu, comes out. He transforms, and we end this episode on a cliffhanger where X-Aid is now attacking Zeo and Gates, and we ended there. So, overall, this episode was not bad. It's a bit quiet. It's still setting up the status quo for Tascomi and Gates in 2018, but I don't hate this like immediately. On the other hand, the comedy in this show, it feels so premature. Here's what I mean for premature. Like, in build, the comedy would just flow out naturally. And in Zeo, it's just going like, okay, how about now? Huh? Okay, now. Okay, how about now? Yes, there are inconsistencies, like, where did Gates get the ride drive watch? But that's just me. Other inconsistencies could be such as how they defeated another X-Aid without X-Aid's powers, but that's up for your opinion. And as for the build timeline not existing anymore, that's up. Time paradoxes do exist, so the build timeline could be its own thing now. Overall, this wasn't a bad episode, and my camera is about to go out. So, that's today's review. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, tell your friends, and stick around for more. I gotta go. Peace.